Welcome back to It's Time We Talked, the official podcast of Beacon. Here, we cover everything at the intersection of community and technology with guests of all kind that share a common devotion to building a better world. Beacon is a nonprofit social network built for community, connection, and action. It's truly free for everyone to use, forever. Head to www.thebeaconnetwork.org to create an account and start using Beacon today. Unlike social media, we don't use ads, algorithms, or data tracking to make money off of our users. Instead, we ask everyone who can to donate $5 to $15 a month to help us develop and grow. So please, if you share our commitment to prioritizing meaningful connections and action, head over to www.thebeaconnetwork.org to make a one-time or monthly donation today.
Hello everybody, I'm here with Ben, the new Executive Director of the Asheville Poverty Initiative, and they have just had a very successful serving of lunch here at the 12 Baskets Cafe. Ben, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you found out about this project and got involved?
Yeah, I guess my first exposure to Asheville Poverty Initiative and 12 Baskets would have been probably about 6 years ago. I was an educator that was my career before nonprofits, and had just gotten exposed to 12 Baskets as an opportunity to potentially bring students to serve. So I would bring school groups here and had an amazing experience here volunteering at the cafe and meeting folks from the community, and then got turned on to the educator program that Shannon and Asheville Poverty was doing, which was transformational and really powerful. So we would take student groups on API poverty walks, and then I would take faculty groups of peers as part of our sort of before the school year orientation and just sort of team building and an opportunity for folks to learn more about Buncombe County, and it merged really well with the activism work that I was doing. My daughters would come, and we would come independently and eat and serve here. So that was years ago, and then I guess COVID and some other interests sort of pulled me away into other activities and organizations, and then recently circled back into the 12 Baskets world and API world, and then learned of an opportunity to potentially serve as the executive director, and was just really honored and grateful to have been asked to take on this role. And so here I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how's it been so far, stepping more deeply into the workings of things?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, obviously the people are amazing, and everything you think they'd be. The mission of the work is incredibly powerful and relevant and important, every day, fulfilling the work that you're doing every day, is important. And, even though we're distributing and rescuing, 1,000+ pounds of food every week, serving, 500 people a week, our mission is to build community, not to distribute food, right?
Sure.
So food for us is just a key to the door of building community. So in a world where people are so individualistic and so isolated and so distrustful, everything is so divisive, this is a model of a different reality. And so every day we're able to show a community that's inclusive and that shares abundance and that emphasizes mutuality, and really tries to bring people together, and I think successfully brings people together every day. So it's real easy to get up in the morning and real easy to be here. The work is hard, but I'm just really grateful that I get to be part of a team that does it every day.
Awesome. Could you talk a little bit more about the mission not being just about feeding people? Like, what is the hope where you're inviting everybody in here?
Yeah, so the idea is that we have people from all types of backgrounds and experiences that are welcome here, whether it's racial background, socioeconomic background, political background, just exposure to resources, et cetera, education. The idea is for people to come here and sit at one of these circular tables that doesn't have a beginning or an end, and be served.
Yes, be served. I was surprised. I actually did not expect the full restaurant feeling, and I think it really does add to it to be you're sitting, you're relaxed, you're just talking to people, you're being brought food.
Yes, I think it's a really important part. And as you were here today, you may have noticed that it's hard to know unless you have relationships with the people here. But we have resourced and under-resourced folks serving, and resourced and under-resourced folks enjoying the meal and sitting next to each other and having conversations and sharing and learning about each other. And that's really our goal, and that's how you bring people together. It's one way that you bring people together, but it's a very powerful way, an effective way to bring people together and to build relationships, to break down stereotypes and reduce fear, which is ultimately what building community means for us. And so we see that happen here every day. Probably 90 to 95% of the folks that we serve are under-resourced. Probably 80% or more of the folks that do the service are resourced.
Okay.
So that's an imbalance that we really are trying to get more equitable.
Sure.
And I think some days we're more successful than others, but I think when that happens, we'll be building even more community and even having a deeper impact. So unfortunately, the need for food and groceries, the work that we do here at 12 Baskets, isn't going away.
No.
The poverty rate is increasing in Buncombe County. The homeless numbers are high, and cost of living we know is more here and higher here than any other city in the state.
Sure.
And our wages on average are lowest of any metro area in the state. So the need for our space economically unfortunately isn't going away, but I also think the need for our space from a community building standpoint, from a inclusion standpoint, is also direly needed, and really not a model that I've seen duplicated in Asheville or any other areas. So there's lots of great organizations handing out food, and that's important. But I think one thing that really separates the work that we do is the sitting down and having the face-to-face relational experiences that we see with 12 Baskets, which is our main program, our flagship program. But we also have our education program that I mentioned, which is a big part of our work. And then we have our groups that, our art group, our music group, our writing group, that meet after lunch hours. And we have community organizations that will come and use the space in the evenings. We'll have community forums. We'll have, lots of different uses of it's a cafe, but it's also a community space as well.
Sure. I mean, it's what I feel like a true community space should be, because so often a community space will wind up being like a coffee shop or a local bar or brewery, and it's all based on money and consumption and paying. And it's really nice to come to a place where you're never going to take out your wallet or wonder, can I afford to eat the food I want? And you can just sit and be with the other people. One of my main inspirations for Beacon was the Occupy movement. And back during the Occupy encampment, we would have 3 meals a day, and everybody would come and eat together. It didn't matter. There wasn't a line between the people serving and not. Yes. So I think that's a very powerful thing.
Same concept here. Yeah, everything here is pay what you can if you can and are so moved. But we don't emphasize it.
Sure.
We make it available, but the overwhelming majority of folks come and have a meal from some of the best restaurants in the city.
It was delicious.
Yeah. And most people don't pay, and we don't ask them to pay, and we don't expect them to pay. We are incredibly fortunate to receive lots of individual donations, and we have lots of community partners, and we do have some grants. So that's a big part of our work. It's a big part of my job as executive director is to get us to a sustainable position financially, long term. So if you're listening to this, or if you're super interested in supporting this work, if you feel like it's needed and valuable work, first we'd encourage you to come, be a part of our community, experience the community firsthand. We have our volunteer orientations every Tuesday at 10 a.m. where you can learn about our organization, the history, the different programs that we offer in more detail, meet some other people that are new to the organization, and then learn different ways that you can plug in and volunteer, whether it's serving meals here at the cafe, being a part of our groups, or picking up food. We need a lot of volunteers to go out into the community and drive and pick up the very generous donations from our community partners and bring them back here, which is a big job.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, and I think it's impressive how much you're able to get done, not necessarily without funding, but with limited funds and just relying on goodwill. And money just makes everything so much easier. So I feel like you've got the perfect case where it's like, inject some more money into this thing, and who knows how big it can grow and how many more people you could serve. And
Yeah, we're fortunate to be in a decent financial position now, and we're impacting a lot of people and have for years, thanks to our volunteers and the staff and previous folks that have been here. But we have a lot of room to increase our impact. I mean, we serve 4 days a week at lunch, so we don't serve on the weekends. We could. We don't serve on Wednesdays. We don't serve breakfast or dinner. So these are all different opportunities where we could, potentially impact more people, or increase our collaborations with some of the other amazing organizations doing similar work in town.
Yeah. And with such a city with such abundance, like kind of overflowing everywhere, it's nice to catch it and bring it back into the people. I
appreciate you saying that. Yeah, it's really stunning and frustrating, just the sheer amount of food that we waste. A recent research showed that we could feed 80% of Americans a 2,000 calorie daily diet just with the food that we're throwing out.
That's insane.
And we have, 15% poverty rate in the county now, and about 11% food insecurity. So, over 30,000 people in Buncombe County right now, food insecure, when we have incredible wealth and incredible abundance.
And we can grow so much also, and I feel like that's something else that we need to invest more, is our local food resilience. But I mean, it really makes me think of how I'm sure a lot of resourced people will look at under-resourced people and the unhoused and say oh, I have nothing in common with these people, and they're very otherized. But we have more in common with them than we do with the billionaires and ultra-millionaires 100%. Who are there's no danger of food insecurity or homelessness for them. But in this economy, in this day and age, it's so many people living paycheck to paycheck. Poverty is such a real threat and experience for so many. So I think breaking down that stigma and sitting down with people is really important. So
yeah, I agree, and that's why the conversation piece and the relational piece is so important, because you learn those things and you have those revelations, but only when you come and sit down and do it. So our mission is to build community, and I do think, from being in Buncombe County for 20 years now plus, some people will view 12 Baskets specifically as a place that under-resourced people go. And I've actually had people tell me, I'm scared to go to 12 Baskets. Well, when you come, you realize it's just the most friendly, positive,
not scary at all. Yeah.
gentle, loving place. And that's how we build community and reduce fear and break down stereotypes, is by having more diverse groups come in, resource, under-resourced, people from right here in this side of West Asheville, but people from across the county, just to come and have a meal. You don't have to come volunteer, just come enjoy a really nice meal, be served, and have 3 or 4 conversations. And then you'll immediately see what Asheville Poverty Initiative is about and what 12 Baskets is about, and how we could be organizing our lives, and how we could be supporting each other, and how we could redefine community, and share a little bit better. We can all share a little bit better and help a lot more people. So
and it doesn't even really feel like charity. It feels like lifting each other up together.
Yes.
It's just like we can do this and everybody benefits.
Yes.
Everybody gets to eat. Everybody gets to make a new friend and have a conversation and think about something new. So
100%. And that's the idea of mutuality that we mentioned. And I think most people, if you're new and you come and volunteer here or have an experience here or just come eat here, you'll leave feeling empowered.
Totally.
Regardless of where you're coming from financially or socioeconomically, you'll leave feeling inspired from the people that you've met. You'll leave feeling transformed in some way. So selfishly, you will have gained by coming, whether that's serving or just enjoying a meal and meeting people, or playing guitar in the garden with our music group, or whatever it happens to be. So, it's not, we don't want it to be transactional.
Right.
We want it to be back and forth.
Totally.
We want you to give, but we also want you to receive. And I think that happens a lot here.
It happens automatically. Yeah,
hopefully.
Definitely.
If we're doing it right.
Yeah, I think you're definitely doing it right. I definitely felt it today.
You.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all the questions I have for now. Do you have anything else that you want to share?
No, I just, keep an eye out. I hit our website for opportunities. We have different events, different, opportunities to help, bring funds and fundraising events into the community. Really just want you to come and be a part of this. If it's a day, if it's an hour, if you have potential to be a longer-term volunteer or community member, we just want to meet you, and we're better when you come. We're stronger when you're a part of our community, so we'd love to share it with you. But I can't think of anything else. What am I missing, Greg? Am I leaving something out?
Social entrepreneurship.
We're working on that. Yeah.
Okay.
So the for those of you out there that have experience with social entrepreneurship, our short-term financial strategy is pretty grant reliant, which combines with donor relations and individual relationships from established donors, but also folks that are new to us. But longer term, we really don't like the idea of being reliant on the county government or charitable organizations or foundations, or even the generosity of individuals to be sustainable and to make sure that our space can continue to serve the community and potentially grow.
Yeah.
So the idea of social entrepreneurship really appeals to us in a way that we can generate our own businesses,
Sure.
make our own money, be a little more financially independent, and use that as a vehicle for work skills training and individual empowerment, all while staying true to our mission
Sure.
and being authentic. So we've got a number of ideas on the table, but this is one of the ongoing conversations with our staff and with our supporters is what can we develop that generates our own income and helps us be a little more self-sustainable.
Sure.
And we've seen other examples of that, and I've been exposed to other examples of that in nonprofits, and I really think that's a very powerful and important direction to head in. It's just a really difficult,
Sure.
time-consuming. You have to be very patient and intentional.
You can't just pull your bootstraps up and be done
Yeah,
with it.
yeah. Dr. King said it's criminal to ask someone without boots to pull their bootstraps. Yeah, so we're interested in that concept of self-reliance and empowerment and skills training and cyclical, keeping the money in the community and working that way. So that's the only other thing I'd probably add.
Cool. I mean, that sounds like a natural progression, and it's like the people here are already working. There's hard work happening here, so a little bit of professional skills, maybe figure out like a revenue stream. It sounds like it makes a lot of sense. So,
Sure.
yeah, I'm sure you'll find success.
I hope so.
We can help.
Yeah, I'm optimistic. We have so many amazing people and so many intelligent, experienced, so much talent in this space today and every day. It's pretty incrediable. All the folks here.
And how many people did you feed today? I meant to ask you that earlier.
About 130 today.
130.
Yeah, so 130 meals, and all of our leftovers went in to-go boxes, which we'll distribute with the groceries. That'll go out tomorrow.
Great.
Every refrigerator and freezer that you see behind us is absolutely full
Awesome.
of donations. Mondays and Thursdays, please come and have a meal with us between 11 and 1. And then Tuesdays and Fridays are when we do grocery days, also 11 to 1, where folks come up and sign up and complete basically a grocery list of all the things that we have that you want, and you'll walk out of here with a box of groceries. And then Saturdays, we have our chess club. Check our website for events, with different music events, different community events at night. And we'll be out at farmers markets, and we'll be out raising money at different venues and,
Awesome.
and different things going on in the community outside of our space.
Great.
So can't wait to meet all of you, and just really appreciate the support. And please support Beacon. What an incredible organization and initiative, and what great energy that you've injected into so many organizations and so many activists and so many people out here trying to do it. And we're so grateful to have a platform that gets that and lifts all of that work up. So.
Well, thank you. I mean, it really makes it worth it to meet people like you doing this. So, yeah, I hope we can continue to serve and
Come back and see
that's what
us.
it's all about. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ben, for
Thanks,
being on
Jared.
the show.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
That's all for now, folks. If you have any questions, comments, kudos, or concerns about this episode, we would love to hear from you. Get in touch with our team directly by emailing connect@thebeaconnetwork.org. Start using Beacon today. Join the network now at www.thebeaconnetwork.org. Want to learn more and stay connected? Find us on Instagram @thebeaconnetwork, facebook.com/thebeaconnetwork, and twitter.com/network_beacon. But our favorite place to connect with you is on Beacon itself, so head to our website and join the conversation today. What are you waiting for? Beacon is a nonprofit. The app is free, we don't sell ads, we don't use algorithms, and we don't monetize human attention and connection. Instead, we ask everyone who can to contribute just a little each month so that Beacon can continue to develop and grow. If everyone gives a little, we will accomplish a lot. So consider giving just $5 or $10 a month to Beacon today. Make a one-time or recurring donation now at www.thebeaconnetwork.org/give. Thanks for tuning in to It's Time We Talked. Find a connection, pass it on.
Come eat, drink, and be merry at Beacon's Spring Town Square event, where we will connect across Asheville's many communities. Join us Saturday, March 30th from 12 to 3 p.m. at One World West in West Asheville. This is an opportunity for locals to learn and share about what's happening in their communities. Attendees will have an opportunity to make announcements, requests, and offers during the community forum portion of the evening. Donations are requested but not required. Food and drink will be available for purchase. RSVP today.